Hi everyone, welcome to Wesknows Tech News and Reviews. As we all know, there are plenty of good smartwatches out there, but there aren't many which are truly exceptional. Today we'll be comparing two smartwatches which are truly exceptional but for very different reasons, and nonetheless create serious value for their lucky owners. The Amazfit GTS will take on the Fitbit VERSA 2. If you are new to Wesknows Tech News and Reviews, we talk about the latest tech news. We do brutally honest reviews and share hacks and tricks along the way. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you don't miss out. A history flashback. Basically, Fitbit was born in 2007 as a startup magnifico. They saw the potential of having sensors in tiny wearable devices. So Fitbit essentially started off as a fitness tracker band and only became a smartwatch brand after the release of the Blaze at the start of 2015. Until 2015, Fitbit was the king and ruler of the wearables market share. What I'm getting at is that Fitbit has a whole lot of credibility and experience in the wearables market. In Fitbit's current range of smartwatches, VERSA 2 sits as the flagship model, on par with the Ionic. And now a small history note on Huami or Amazfit. So Amazfit belongs to Huami. Huami in turn has a strategic partnership with Xiaomi since 2014. So essentially all the Mi Band trackers, all the Amazfit smartwatches and sportwatches are sitting under the umbrella of Xiaomi. And today, in 2020, Xiaomi is the second largest manufacturer of wearables worldwide. And it's second because the first spot is still held by the Apple Watch. Now that we know who is who, we can appreciate that today's showdown is huge. We literally have a head-to-head between the best of the best. We have structured our review in a way which will show off the differences in design, display, connectivity and battery life. And then we'll dive into features and functions. By the end of the video, you should have a clear picture of what these two watches can and cannot do, and which one fits your needs best. Let's kick off right from the start. How are these two wearables presented? Here's the box from Fitbit. Plain, if not to say boring, especially considering the hefty price tag of £200 or $200. You pull out a tray and voila, the VERSA 2 greets you with its usual casing. You have the watch in one compartment and the charging dock in the other. Interesting thing here is that the charging dock may look like a thought-through clamp, but in essence, it's not quite right. Basically, because the cable is coming out from under the clamp, there is no way that this can lie flat on any surface while charging. Now let's take a look at the GTS presentation. The outer box is compact, but inside is another box which exudes style and a feeling of premium product. Take off the lid and the GTS 1.64-inch OLED screen looks Apache. In the compartment below the watch you get a charging cable with a minimalistic magnetic dock on the end. Let's talk design. Both watches feature a square-like design, yet the GTS is more elongated to offer a significantly larger screen. Both cases are aluminium and hence light, but the GTS is much lighter still at only 25 grams versus 38 of the VERSA 2. The GTS really nails it with a case that sits only 9.4 millimeters high on your wrist, while the VERSA 2 is 12 millimeters thick. The VERSA has a minimalistic button on the left side, while the GTS has a single button on the right side of the watch face. The bands are replaceable on both watches, but I found the VERSA 2 straps quite difficult to change. Because of the sporty case design without any lugs, the band is tapered to the sides and getting the straps into place is a real chore. But I have to give it to the VERSA 2. The no-lug design does make the overall look more interesting than the standard lugs on the GTS. Both displays are similar in quality but very different in terms of size. Both watches feature AMOLED screens for bright and crisp displays. The blacks are very deep on both and you can easily read off the watch faces inside and outdoors. The display on the GTS is significantly larger with 1.65 inches versus 1.34 inches on the VERSA 2. Another important point is that the AMOLED panel on the GTS actually feels and looks more premium than on the VERSA 2. The AMOLED panel on the GTS seems to stretch from bezel to bezel, but on the Fitbit you can see the outline of the panel under the Gorilla Glass, and the bezels are just too thick and old-fashioned. The resolution is also higher on the GTS, with 348 by 442 pixels versus 300 by 300 on the Versa 2. The brightness settings are adjustable in the Fitbit with just 3 levels: dim, normal and max. While the brightness gauge on the GTS is much easier to use, the brightness bar is very easy to adjust and essentially has much more brightness levels available. Always on display is available on both watches. Now the Versa 2 allows to reduce battery drain by manually setting the off hours. Effectively, it's the times between which you expect to be asleep and will not be needing the always on display. But the GTS does it better by offering both the timed approach as well as an automated approach, which identifies whether you are sleeping or not. Let's talk sports and activities management. The Versa 2 tracks exercise and can be taken to just about any activity, including running, biking, and free exercises in the gym. It's water resistant up to 50 meters, so you can take it to the pool with you as well. You can keep up to 7 activities in your shortcuts, but there are 20 to choose from on the watch. The Versa 2's Achilles heel is that it doesn't have a built-in GPS, so you'll have to use your smartphone for your runs, cycle, or other outdoor activities. On the GTS you get 12 preset sport modes, and they all seem useful and well thought through, and actually modes that you're likely to use, such as outdoor running and cycling, trail running, treadmill, skiing and pool swimming, to name a few. The activities are goal-based, as they are on the Versa 2 as well. That is, you can set goals for an activity like duration, distance covered or calories burnt. And of course you do get inbuilt GPS here, making the GTS much more functional if you are into outdoor activities. Because GTS is waterproof up to 50 meters, open water swimming is also available in the sport modes. To be fair, whatever the Versa 2 lacks due to not housing GPS, it makes up for with smarts. There are 7 auto-recognizable exercises. To name a few, there's walking, running and biking, but the Versa 2 doesn't stop there. There are additional smarts that allow adjusting of when the activity recording actually kicks in. Both watches do what they're supposed to do very well. They're both very innovative, so obviously they do have the usual functions such as stopwatch, timer, sedentary reminders, notification management, etc. We don't want to bore you with all that boring stuff. We want to get to the exciting and to the awesome features that the GTS and the Versa 2 offer. So, we're finally here. Let's dive into the cool features found on both the GTS and Versa 2. Let's kick off with Huami PAI. It stands for Personal Activity Intelligence. Let me explain why this is such a cool feature. The purpose of research behind PAI was to develop a single, easy-to-understand activity tracking metric that could help people manage their health. PAI is an activity metric backed by science that guides you to optimal cardiorespiratory fitness levels. Research has found that maintaining 100 PAI or more is associated with a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease by an average of 25%. The Versa 2 has an inbuilt microphone, and hence that opens up a whole array of options, one of which is access to Amazon's Alexa. It allows you to ask questions and make requests with your voice. Essentially, use Alexa on the go to start an exercise, get quick news, info and weather, set bedtime reminders and alarms, control your smart home devices and more, just by speaking to your watch. I really do enjoy how the GTS shows the prior workout screens. The map the GTS shows when you go to past workouts. If it was a GPS-tracked activity that you did, then the watch shows you the map of your workout and the other key stats below it. All the activity tracking screens are very informative and insightful on the Versa 2. As you swipe up from the bottom of the screen, you get to see 5 screens, which can actually be customized in the settings. I have the steps this hour, heart rate, sleep and workout screens as my 5, and you can dive deeper into any of these metrics with just a swipe. Let's talk music. The GTS has no internal storage option for music downloads. You only have music controls on the watch face when connected via Bluetooth with your smartphone. But on the Versa 2, you can download up to 300 songs onto your watch for listening on the go. Another important point here is that the Versa 2 also supports Spotify, but only if you have the premium subscription service. Sleep tracking is very important. The GTS only records light and deep sleep, while the Versa 2 is taking sleep monitoring to a whole new level. It's attempting to create new sleep habits by providing a sleep score based on the night's heart rate, restlessness, time awake, and duration of sleep. It actually records your light, deep, and REM sleep. In addition, there's another awesome feature called Smart Awake. This will stir you awake during the optimal time of the sleep cycle. On top of that, Fitbit is currently in the process of beta testing a feature that will tell its smartwatch wearer if it notices snoring. I get that price is not exactly a feature nor function, but this is a crucial difference between the two smartwatches. You can get the GTS for just £120 or $120, and the Versa 2 is either £200 or $200. That's a significant difference. The extra £80 you splash out for the Fitbit is for those additional smarts. Fitbit is saying you can get 5 days plus from the smartwatch with casual use. I don't quite agree because I've been using a workout profile once every 2 days for 30 to 45 minutes and without always on display. And I managed squeezing out just 4 days. And if you do decide to use the always on display, then the battery life drops to a dismal 2 days. Similarly, for the GTS, Amazfit was promising 14 days of casual use. All I'm getting with occasional GPS tracking at medium brightness levels and no always-on display is around 7 to 8 days. At the end of the day, everyone's tastes are different, and we consider different aspects of value in smartwatches. For some, it's brand recognition. For some, it's the availability of numerous sport modes. Some people just love having Alexa on their wrist, while others may find more value in the fact that you have inbuilt GPS in your smartwatch. As we mentioned at the start of the comparison, both watches are exceptional. They're both very innovative and they offer a lot of value. But as always, it comes down to your personal preferences and requirements. If you have enjoyed watching our video review, please push the subscribe button below the video and keep watching us for more honest reviews.